Welcome to the Success Sensei podcast for anyone interested in success, happiness, and balance. We'll teach you how to be a black belt at life. And now, your host, former professional fighter, multiple world champion, entrepreneur, and investor, Robert Devane.
Bowing in. This is Robert Devane, the Success Sensei, helping you to win at life one kick and punch at a time. Episode 324. A setback is an opportunity for a comeback.
It's the Success Sensei podcast main event.
A setback is an opportunity for a comeback. Guess who's back? No points for guessing. Obviously, it's me. I had a little bit of a hiatus. I checked out, my last episode was recorded and sent out on April 10th, 3 months ago. Where has the time flown? If I'm being brutally honest, I don't know if I was going to record another episode again. But here we are. And I guess there was a few reasons why I fell out of the loop. And it's okay if this happens to you. This is an example for you. It happens to all of us. You fall off track, or you just decide something isn't important enough, or you get too busy in your life. You're constantly trying to control the balance, control everything, steer the aeroplane back on target. And this happens to everybody, but it's important that, you know, if you decide to stay off track, it's a calculated decision. And if you decide to get back on track, it's a calculated decision. And, you know, setbacks are opportunities for comebacks for everybody. If you think of it that way, I've had plenty of setbacks in my life, as I'm sure you've had. But if you do think of it that way, it has absolutely helped my mindset in the past. And everybody deserves a comeback if they so choose. Everybody deserves, after a setback, to recharge the batteries and to get stuck in. There was probably 3 main reasons why I haven't recorded one of these podcasts. The first one is an obvious one. Busy, just busy. Life gets in the way. The squeeze at this point in my life is really on. I need to be giving my time to my business number 1. I need to be giving my time to my business number 2. I need to be giving my time to my family. There's not, besides all of those, any spare time. There's no time for hobbies. There's no time for interests. There's no time for friendships. That might sound fairly severe, but when you're giving your time to business and to your family, and you're giving all of yourself at this moment in time, at the age that my kids are, I'm not going to blame them. Well, obviously I sound like I'm blaming them, but it's my decision, and it's a decision I'm happy with. When you're giving yourself to these areas in your life 100%, it's like when I was a competitor. When you're giving yourself 100% to competing, there can be nothing else if you're going to, you know, become the greatest in that area that you can be. If you're going to do your best, if you're going to maximize your results, then there isn't any spare time. There isn't any other spare percentages. And I'm lucky enough to have a lot of friends, and I'm probably not a great friend. And despite that, I have a lot of friends. And the reason why I'm saying I'm not a great friend, I'm absolutely 100% there for my friends. If they need me, if they contact me, if they let me know. But I'm probably not a great friend in that I'm not always chasing. I'm not always the first to contact. Because I'm just so consumed in every other area that I'm consumed with, and that I'm trying to put myself into. And a lot of my other friends are in exactly the same bracket. So they do appreciate and they do understand. And anybody who doesn't really understand that stage of life that we all go through, you know, are they really a friend if they don't give you that little bit of leeway? So I'm probably not the greatest of friends in that I'm not always running after my friends. I'm not always initiating nights out or anything like that. But I absolutely am if they need me. I'm the reliable one and the one that they'll need. But being busy, that knocked me off track. The second thing that probably knocked me off track, and being, again, brutally honest, is I set up this podcast a few years ago, 3 or 4 years ago. I've lost track. before COVID anyway. And my whole ambition was to leave a body of work, to have a little bit of a legacy. My kids were a bit younger. They were all babies. And they're still babies to me, but they're, past the toddler phase, all of them, and they're becoming independent mini people. But I originally did it to pass on, to have a legacy, to pass on advice to them, whether they choose to listen to it or not, and to document things and to document feelings, thoughts, what have you, because there's stuff that I would have, there's absolutely nothing there from my grandparents. And it's something that I regret. I regret not shoving a microphone in their faces. I regret not shoving a video camera in their faces. And there's nothing, there's no legacy left bar memories, and memories do fade. It's very hard, especially if you're a forward thinker and your mind is constantly invested in the future. It's very hard to, keep on track of the past. So I didn't want that to happen. They don't have to listen to any of this stuff, but that was originally why I set it up. But then, of course, the business person in you, the ambitious person wants, more feedback, wants more stats. And, it has been quieter than I would have liked, to the point where this is a hobby. It isn't, producing any income. In fact, I'm back because I've just paid the annual fee for another year. So I thought I better get. I wasn't ready for the 323 episodes to be deleted off the server, and I've just paid the fee for a year. And I thought to myself, I better start recording. It has been in the back of my mind though, but I wasn't sure if I was going to or not. The third reason that, I mightn't have posted an episode in a while is I seem to be hitting the wrong audience repeatedly. And what I mean by that, people who already know me, people who know me in a different capacity, people who, because they know me, they can be more judging of what I'm saying. Somebody who doesn't know me and they're listening to my message can adopt it a hell of a lot more freely, without any emotional hang-ups or without any jealousy, without any resentment, without, any of these triggers from somebody who knows me already, who doesn't need to be listening to the podcast, because I can simply give them the same in air quotes lectures in real life if that's what they're looking for. But the wrong audience, people that know you, I'm not talking about friends. I'm not talking about family. I'm talking about people who know of you more so than they're, have a relationship with you. And they are more judging. And, my anonymity is at risk. And this is one of the difficulties that you, me, all of us are going to face. If you're an entrepreneur, if you're doing anything, if you're trying to do the best job that you can do, you're going to get better opportunities if you're more known. The more known you attempt to become, the more you have to compromise your beliefs, your moral code. And absolutely, the more well-known you do become, the more of a trap it can be. I mean, I know you don't have sympathy for many celebrities, but it can be quite a conundrum. If it was you, if you can imagine it was you suddenly became famous, it can be like a gilded cage. It can be, a trap like the golden handcuffs. There's a lot of other difficulty that comes with, success, money, all of these things. But anonymity, like if you're going to market yourself, to what point do you go to? To what point are you willing to sell out? To what point are you willing to be loud or obnoxious to? This is what in a lot of cases is being called upon in order to be heard as a voice in any kind of modern day social media, any kind of modern day genre. So I find I was hitting the wrong audience of people that would read the captions or read the semi clickbait captions that you need to put on your podcast or your articles in order to get eyeballs or to get something listened to or read. And they would immediately, without listening to what I'm actually saying, create, judgment, a negative judgment. And when it's people that and people that are going to be past remarkable, as I said, I'm not talking about friends. I'm not talking about family who are accepting and and delighted for you and for me and for whoever they're related to. But we are talking about people who are just that one step removed. So they know you, and that, you know, they're able to pass remark, oh, it's okay for you, or, oh, you're just loaded, what would you know, or, you know, whatever attack on your frame of mind that you have to endure on a daily basis simply because you're putting out content that you believe in. That became a bit wearing, it became a bit jarring. So hopefully this time I'll get to different audiences and it improves and all that. I hope none of this sounds like whining, because you're going to experience, and probably have experienced, all of these areas that I've just spoken about. No matter what you're going to do, if you're trying to put yourself out there, if you're trying to be successful in absolutely any area, and hopefully you are, because why would you be listening to the Success Sensei if you didn't believe in success? Unless you're literally listening just to be resentful. So, which is why I'm talking about when you put out stuff, you know, people that you know, people that are close to you, they're the ones who are the most resistant to, you know, your message or to you even changing at all. So all of those reasons knocked me off track. Now, I'm not sorry I was knocked off track. I've had a very productive time, some up, some down, some hard, but regardless, it's all been forward progress. And that is what makes all of us as goal achieving organisms happy, is the sense that we are progressing. It doesn't have to be money, it doesn't have to be cars, but just progress in whatever area you measure it in: educate, learning, information, your skills, anything. It doesn't have to just be, you know, the trappings of wealth or whatever first comes to your mind when you think about progress and achieving your goals. But being busy moving forward, I suppose, is probably one of the best excuses and one of the main excuses that, and it's not all plain sailing. It's not all, I don't want to create the image that there's no obstacles and there's no immense stress. There's all of that was thrown in those last few months. But you know what? Here I am, signed up to another year. I'm not making any promises. I'm going to try to do one a week. As I said, I'm not selling anything in the whole, this is the 324th episode. I'm not selling anything. I'm not directly trying to make money. I'm absolutely entitled to at this stage. I'm not saying I'm never going to, but I'm not. So I do have plenty to say, but I'm obviously it's not a business pursuit. It is a hobby pursuit for me, and hobbies are pushed a little bit further afield. So I will absolutely do my very best. A lot of people have said that know me in real life wish that I was a little bit more, how would you say, a little bit more, you know, maybe not as politically correct, because the people that know me know I'm a very straight shooter, and I'm maybe not as diplomatic as I might appear to be on these podcasts, but you know, when you're putting something down which is in digital format, which is going to last forever, you don't want to incriminate yourself. You don't want to be, you don't mind skirting the line of controversy, but you don't necessarily cross over. Again, unless, like I said earlier, you're 100% committed to selling out and even saying controversial things that you don't necessarily believe in just to get likes or just to get which isn't my area, but people have said to me that, you know, maybe I should bring my little bit more controversial self to the episodes, because I'm a little bit more, I think, controversial when I'm talking to people one-on-one, as I'm sure you are, as I'm sure all of us are behind closed doors. So maybe I will. Maybe that's what it needs. Either way, I know that I can help you. I know that I can help so many people with what we're going to talk about and with the messages that we're talking about. And I would absolutely love to hear from you. I absolutely would. I mean, it's a solitary exercise. You're just in a room. Yeah, I'm in an office and I'm recording, you know, this by myself. I'm not getting any direct feedback. I'm not getting any people. I teach and have taught martial arts for many, many years, groups and private classes, as you know, and it's instant response to if you're doing a good job, if you're actually funny or not, whether you think you're funny or not, if your message is getting through, if it's a worthwhile message, it's instant feedback. With these kind of podcasts and episodes. It's not. So if there's anything that you wanted me to talk about, if you needed one-to-one help, absolutely message me anytime, thesuccesssensei.com. I have listened to some amount of crap podcasts over the last 3 months. Some good, but even the good ones have become stale and have become, I don't know, boring. Maybe it's me. They've run out of material, or they're just selling out, or so. I just felt now is a good time to come back and say a few more things and keep going for that little bit longer. Maybe I'll get up to 400 episodes. Who knows? And one thing I did want to say is, even though I found when I was doing it, the instant gratification of feedback and statistics weren't necessarily there when I was putting out all these episodes. I actually have been I thought when I stopped recording the episodes, it would absolutely drop off the face of the earth, but I've probably been getting just as much feedback and just as many statistics, just as many listeners being offline or / off air than I have when I was on air. So because of that as well, it did actually motivate me. Well, I may as well, if I was getting right up to yesterday, I was getting people listening to my episodes. So there obviously is an audience out there, even if it is niche. Hit me up anytime, and here's to the next episode. Thank you for listening. I hope you're having a good one. I'm Robert Devane, the Success Sensei. It's been so long since I said that, I nearly totally botched that up. I'm Robert Devane, the Success Sensei. Life is a fight you can enjoy and win. Bowing out.
This has been the Success Sensei, fighting the winning fight. So add us, subscribe, like, and comment. Keep those hands up and keep moving forward.